Hey everybody, welcome to the program. Mike D here. This week's episode of the show features fishing tackle from both ends of the spectrum. From the super big and beefy to the small and, well, improvised. So come on along as we set sail for Port Antonio, Jamaica. Let's go to Lunkerville.
Fish on!
It seems in every town in America that there's a secret fishing spot where the water runs clear and the bass are always biting. And at that spot, there's an unsung hero who knows every stump, laydown, and lily pad. Seems all he's got to do is wet a line. And sure enough, he's reeling in a big bass. So if you're looking for real people with real fish stories, then hop a ride. We're going to Lunkerville.
Okay, here's the deal. I took a little Caribbean vacation to Jamaica, and whenever I travel anywhere, I take my South Bend goodie bag. It has a telescopic rod, it has reels, it has line, hooks, sinkers, baits, everything. Just in case I see a fishy spot and I want to go fishing. So this time I went to Jamaica and I forgot to bring it. Yeah. It was sitting home on my chair, okay? I didn't realize till I got to the airport. Yeah, lame, but you know, whatever, I'll pick up some stuff when I'm in Jamaica. So this is the story of being in a tropical paradise without my South Bend goodie bag. So this villa I was staying at is perched high on this cliff, looking down on the picturesque Turtle Cove, which I could only imagine is chock full of fish. And there I was, with no fishing stuff. See, Port Antonio is this beautiful, historic town on the northeast coast of Jamaica, a retreat for Hollywood stars like Errol Flynn in the 40s and the 50s. The water's pristine, the landscape is lush, and the town, while full of local color and culture, my kind of place, well, it has no Walmart, or Canadian Tire, or tackle shop even. But there was this one place, Eastern Total Farmers Supply, and they had a little bit of everything, including one fishing pole. One broken fishing pole.
It's not South Bend. Where is it? It's the only place in town to get a fishing rod, and it's broken. You know, we can glue it back on, maybe. I don't know. Just get it at a discount, right?
Nothing a little negotiation and a pack of crazy glue couldn't fix.
Yeah, that's it. Catch fish.
Now that we secured a rod, reel, line, and hooks, we needed to get some bait. And the best way to get some good local bait is to make friends with the local fishermen. Enter Willie. Willie's a great guy and caretaker of the place I was staying. So with Willie's guidance, we set out for the local favorite bait, soldier crab.
And what do you got there?
This is some rice, boiled rice.
And where are the crabs now?
The crabs are like in the bushes.
So they're kind of in the bushes.
And some are between in these places there. Mm-hmm.
Do you have poison ivy in Jamaica?
Huh?
Poison ivy, it's a type of plant that gives you a rash.
I don't know that one.
Okay, good. That means you don't have it.
So I'm going to set some date here. I'd say around 6. We can come back here.
Really? In just a half hour? That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's let them eat. Little do they know. I love catching bait.
So while we waited for the bait to come to our bait, Willie and I went to work on a few alterations. The rod was a little heavy for our reel, so I took care of that. I also wanted to make a lure, Something with some flash, like a basic spoon. So we used a spoon. By the time all the gear was in order, it was sundown in Turtle Cove. The perfect time for a soldier crab hunt. We are going out into the jungle to find bait.
Okay.
Are we here?
Yeah, this is your reset.
We're at ground zero.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
See what we have here.
Do we see any?
Here's one.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Here's one. Here's another.
A little guy. Oh, there they are.
Like they are just coming out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Check them out. Okay, we have enough to go fishing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I usually work at Fernhill Hotel, we have a crab race.
Oh, yeah.
Draw a round circle.
Let's do it now. And they're off.
And if you go down a matching lane, a dog will bite you. And if you go down a matching lane, a dog will bite you.
Okay, there you go. High five. Lyndon's the winner.
You be go them a fire down a matching lane. Dog walk down a matching lane, you can't go down there. Dog walk down a matching lane, you can't go down there.
Lunkerville's presented by South Bend, a fishing tradition since 1906. Also sponsored by Diet Mountain Dew. Diet tastes better on the mountain. Big Bite Baits, designed to bring the big bite to your line. Sunline, the strength to guarantee your confidence. Bass Professor's Fishing Paradise 3D. Download for free in the App Store. Bright and early the next morning, it was time for Willie to give me a lesson on how to hook up a soldier crab.
They're moving around. They're pretty active. So what do we do here, Willie?
Okay, I'm gonna take out one of these soldier crab here. Put it on the
The
stove.
little one, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna break the shell. Okay. This piece
Yep.
is a piece of bait.
That's the bait.
Yeah.
Okay. Could you eat that?
No.
If you're really hungry.
No.
Why?
We don't eat.
If you're starving.
We don't eat soldier crab.
Okay.
No. So we're gonna pin on the bait on the hook.
And then you don't want any shell. You
No.
just want all meat.
Yeah.
All right. We got a lot of bait in there.
Sure. And when you pin it on, you must make sure say the hook don't show the meat
Because
or the bait. Yeah. Because if the hook showing, they're not gonna pick on the bait.
okay, let's catch some fish.
So with my soldier crab meat hooked weedless, I was at long last ready to fish Turtle Cove. With a couple extra pointers from Willie, I felt confident and very grateful that he'd share his secret spot.
Thanks, Willie.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
We'll get back to Turtle Cove in a bit, but as I mentioned earlier, this episode features tackle from both ends of the spectrum. You just saw the improvised. Now let's jump to the big and beefy. So while I was traveling around Port Antonio, I met some fine folks at the Errol Flynn Marina. The marina was hosting the 51st annual Port Antonio Marlin Tournament, and I was graciously offered to fish with tournament participant, an ultra-friendly guy, David Moss, and tag along with his pals on day 2 of the 5-day tournament. We set sail on David's boat, the Fair Prospect. David is an avid angler and is all business when it comes to marlin fishing. After getting all the massive tackle set up, David sat me down and gave me my mission.
So, David, what's the protocol here? We got the lines in the water. What's the story?
We're fishing 5 rods. We're fishing 80-pound test and reels. You, Mike, for the next hour are going to be on the flat line and the outrigger on the starboard side. When you get a marlin strike, your mission then is to get the rod out of the rod holder, which can be harder than it sounds. You will walk to this chair and put the the bottom, the butt of the boat.
Oh, so I get to sit down.
Yes.
So it's
sit down.
relaxing.
It's relaxing for about 5 seconds, and then the work will start. When the fish is taking line, you can't do anything. But the moment that he stops taking line, you bring your rod back. You use your left, and the moment the rod tip starts to go up a little, you come down and you wind with a smooth motion with your right, and you're gonna use your left thumb. You have to bring the line across on the reel, because if you just wind, the line will go up in one place and then it'll
Oh, it
bunch
doesn't
up.
have one of those things that go like back
No,
and
man,
forth.
that's for children.
It's for children.
Yes.
I got to do the thumb too. Okay, I got to
Definitely.
remember the thumb. Remember the thumb. While I reel the thumb.
So I knew my mission, and I was determined to keep my eyes on those poles. I settled in for what I was told could be a long watch. I was going to do David proud in this tournament. Another cool thing about this tournament is the canoe category, or as they call it, canoe. There's the main part of the tournament for the hardcore big game type fishermen like David with the giant decked out boats. And then there's the one-day canoe tournament for the local sustenance fishermen. These are folks who fish for a living in open boats. And they go out in the ocean and fight these monsters in these canoes. And in order to land these fish, they actually have to flood their boat so they can pull the fish over the side. Amazing. The big tournament is catch and release. But these guys are allowed to keep their catch and sell it at the end of the day as food.
You're watching Lunkerville. We'll be right back after these messages. Is this suit too tight?
Do I got one? I don't know. I think it's weeds. So as I mentioned earlier, this trip to Jamaica features two very different types of fishing. There's the big game fishing, David, and then there's the local kind of improvised fishing with Willie. Unfortunately, they both share one glaring similarity. No fish. Nope. We're having a hard time. But you know what? In Lunkerville, we view that as a challenge. So let's make the fun.
Well, we've spent the better part of 5 or 6 hours trolling for marlin. We haven't got a hookup. The 25 boats in the tournament, there have been 2 releases so far. So it's a slow day. We understand you're here just for the day. You want to see a fish caught. So we're gonna do a drop at about 1,200 feet.
1,200 feet?
Yes, but that's why we're going to use a small, I don't know, 3/4 inch rebar. This is quite heavy. This weighs about 10 pounds.
That's our sinker.
Yes.
Another product South Bend doesn't make. That's okay, you can make it at home.
So we use 200-pound Spectra, this thin line here, because it has no stretch in it at all. So when you're...
That's like braid.
Yes, so when you're down 1,200 feet, you can feel a 2 or 3 pound snapper pecking you. You know, you're at the distance maybe of, I don't know, a 20-story building, and you can feel a fish with this, but there's no stretch in it.
Wow, what a great guy David is. He actually took time out of the marlin tournament so that we could get a fish. That's what I call hospitality. He's a true citizen of Lunkerville.
406.
It's going down far. Look at that thing. How much line do you got to put on there?
This would have 1,000 meters on it, 3,000 feet. Pretty top bottom.
David, you keep calling him father. He's not your father. Who are you?
This is a priest.
No,
This is
My
Father
Catholic
Francis, a Roman Catholic priest from the parish of Anato Bay. And he was my parish priest in Port Antonio. So Father Francis is a fishing father.
That's right, fishing father. He's feeling for the fish bites down there.
feeling for the fish.
Yep. we'd have one on there.
I told you. I told you.
What is it?
It's a snapper.
Yeah, you can eat that.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Oh my God, look at his eyes are bulging out of his head.
Watch those books.
We're gonna call him Marty Feldman. Esoteric, I know. Okay, we'll put a little lower third who Marty Feldman is.
Yeah, Marty Feldman. He was an actor from the 70s mostly. He had big, bulgy eyes like this fish. This snapper came up from 1,200 feet, so the decompression causes some of the organs, to bulge out, like Marty Feldman. Anyway, this snapper is going to Father Francis, and he's going to tell us about some of the fine work he does helping the needy through fishing.
I've dedicated myself to serving the people of Jamaica. Predominantly, we have poor people in all these communities. So my ministry involves, other than preaching and teaching and praying with them, my ministry involves in terms of sending kids to school, building houses for those who don't have anywhere to live, sending people to hospitals, looking for medication, feeding them. And because I love fishing, I've dedicated myself to help the fishermen. It's one thing to hand out, but it's completely a different thing when you help them to earn a living. That's more dignified than keep stretching their hands out to fish. And these men, they really work hard, they fish to sustain their family and to sustain themselves. That's my main ministry. The reason why I came to Jamaica is to serve the poor. That was the bottom line.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I love that.
Additional support for Lunkerville provided by Matsuo America, tried and true lures at a price you can afford. Hurricane Salt Tackle, a force to be reckoned with. Celsius, ice fishing gear for hard water anglers. BassResource.com, the ultimate bass fishing resource guide.
It's about time for Mike to catch a fish. Come on, Mike, you can do it.
So anyway, let's get back to Turtle Cove, where I was getting skunked. And I tell you, I fished every little inch of that cove, and I had zero luck.
Come on!
It was time to move on. So Willie gave me directions to another spot that was through the jungle, up a rocky cliff, past this big ravine, and he said, look for the sign that says Fisherman's Pathway, which is always a welcome sign to see, and follow it to the big cliff. And there we would find his friends Preston and Benji, who not only are two of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, but are super knowledgeable fishermen who've been fishing this area since they were kids. They know every little bit of this cliff. But interestingly, this is the first time they've ever used a rod and reel.
Feel of it.
They are exclusively handline fishermen.
This way. So you want a nice taut line. I just want to see
So
how you set
Benji
that
gave
hook.
it a try, and he was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Just give me the line.
You want to just use the line? And I'll just hold the rod. There you go.
And that's when the fun started.
You feeling anything? You feel? Oh yeah, I see your finger moving. Oh. You got one? Reel up. Here we go. I'm reeling. You got one. Why? What do you need a rod and reel for? It's gonna put South Bend out of business. I'm reeling. Yeah. You got the touch, man. Yeah! Hold on here. Yeah, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate the help. Now I gotta catch one on my own. Oh, I like the way you did that with your hands. So why have this? But you know, you've been doing that for your whole life, right? Yeah. Yeah, you used to. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try both ways. Sweet.
So with the help of Benji and Preston and Willie, of course, I finally was in the right spot with the right technique. And then
I got one.
boom! It was one cool Jamaican reef
yeah.
fish after another.
Yeah. There we go. He's little. Tiny. That looks like it should be in an aquarium. That is cool.
So there it is, my Jamaican fishing adventure. With very few fish, but lots of great, generous folks who took time to show me their special fishing tips and tactics. Just what Lunkerville is all about.
Okay, I know what you're saying. You have a fishing show. Let's see some fish. Where are all the fish? You want to see some? You want to see a big marlin? Here, boom. Look at that. Wow. Look at him. You like that, a marlin? I think it's a sailfish, maybe. I don't know, but hey, it's stock footage, but so what? You know, I really think if I had my South Bend goodie bag, I would have caught a marlin. You know, like a new light tackle world record. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. No.
I went upstairs and the door was locked. I take out me hammer and I bust the lock. Went upstairs and the door was locked. I take out me hammer and I bust the lock. Iron bar, iron bar, iron bar, iron bar, iron bar, iron bar. I me no want no girl come bingle me. If I drink up me rum and me tumble down, me no want no girl come bingle me. Drink up me rum and me tumble down, me no want no girl come bingle me. Iron bar, iron bar, iron bar.